bar graph, Venn diagram, concept map, and many more. Let's talk about that in a bit. Good day everyone, my name is Teacher Aizie and I'm here to help you in this learning journey. Are you ready to learn? Before you start, make sure that you have your pen, paper, and self-learning module ready. At the end of our lesson, you are expected to identify and differentiate the different types of textual aids, use various types of textual aids in interpreting and understanding text, and present specific graphic organizers to represent the content. This lesson focuses on various textual aids that may be used in understanding texts. This highlights the importance and the use of textual aids in presenting information. Take a look at the infographics from the Department of Health and answer the following questions. What is the total number of active cases in our country? What is the total number of recovered cases in our country? What is the total number of death cases in our country? Isn't it easier to read and interpret the information with the use of infographics? In the previous lesson, you learned about the different types of sources. Now, for you to be able to present the information in a meaningful way, the use of textual aids is necessary. Linear and non-linear texts. The difference between a linear text and non-linear text is the reading path. A linear text is traditional text that needs to be read from beginning to end to make sense of the text. Examples of linear texts are short stories, novels, letters, and educational texts. A linear text, on the other hand, is not required to be read from beginning to end since its reading path is non-sequential. In assisting the readers, visual aids such as graphic organizers, concept maps, diagrams, and charts are used, transcoding linear to non-linear text and vice versa. Transcoding linear to non-linear text and vice versa is a skill that one has to be familiar with since it can be used in our everyday lives. There will be times when you would have to transcode a linear text to non-linear text to make it easier for others to understand it, and a non-linear text to linear text to have a detailed description of a certain topic. To transcode a linear to non-linear text, follow these simple steps. Step 1. Read the text and get the main idea. Step 2. Extract necessary information for the visual presentation. Step 3. Remember to use keywords or phrases only. Step 4. Classify information into categories. Step 5. Make sure to use correct non-linear text to present the information. Examples of textual aids, advanced organizers, and non-linear illustrations. 1. Concept map. A concept map or conceptual diagram is a diagram that depicts suggested relationships between concepts. A concept map may be used by instructional designers, engineers, technical writers, and others to organize and structure knowledge. Here is an example of a concept map that shows the effects of COVID-19 pandemic to humans. 2. Flowchart. A flowchart is simply a graphical representation of steps. It shows steps in sequential order and is widely used in presenting the flow of algorithms, workflow, or processes. Typically, a flowchart shows the steps as boxes of various kinds and their order by connecting them with arrows. Here is an example of a flowchart on whether one should buy or rent a house. 3. Venn diagram. A Venn diagram is an illustration that uses circles to show the relationships among things or finite group of things. Circles that overlap have a commonality, while circles that do not overlap do not share those traits. A Venn diagram helps to visually represent the similarities and differences between two concepts. Here is an example of a Venn diagram that shows the similarities and differences of whales and fish. 4. Cause and effect diagram. A cause and effect diagram is a visual tool used to logically organize possible causes for a specific problem or effect by graphically displaying them in increasing detail, suggesting causal relationships among theories. Here is an example of a cause and effect diagram that shows the effects of pollution. 5. Graphs. A pie chart serves the same purpose of a line graph and a bar graph in the sense it is designed to show differences between two separate subjects. Here are the different types of graphs: pie chart, bar graph, and line graph. 6. Main idea and details chart. A main idea and details chart shows the hierarchical relationship between major concepts and their subordinate elements. This organizer is extremely beneficial in helping students distinguish central ideas and their corresponding details from less important information. When using the type of graphic organizer, clearly label the main idea and the details as such. Here is an example of a main idea and details chart. 7. Timeline. A timeline chart is a visual rendition of series of events. It can be created as a chart or a graph. Timeline chart can be created for anything that occurred over a period of time. Here is an example of a timeline chart that shows the different media platforms created from 2002 to 2010. Did you understand the lesson? Now let's have an exercise. 1. The diagram is made up of series of shapes, typically circles with edges that overlap. It shows the similarities and differences between two or more items. A. KWL chart. B. Concept map. C. Venn diagram. Two. It uses simple artwork on static panels to convey a series of events without too much detail. A. Storyboard. B. Fishbone. C. Flowchart. D. Cause and effect diagram. Three. This graphic organizer arranges events in chronological order to help students better grasp the relationship between historical occurrences or developments. A. Concept map. B. Timeline. C. Freyer model. D. KWL chart. Four. This graphic organizer is used to clarify the relationship between specific events and the outcomes deriving from them, thus illustrating the concepts of consequences, inevitably, and causality. A. Timeline. B. Flowchart. C. Problem-solution map. D. Concept map. Five. A diagram of sequence of movements or actions of people or things involved in a complex system or activity. A. Storyboard. B. Fishbone. C. Flowchart. D. Cause and effect diagram. There you have it, Quarter 1, Module 2. I hope you learned something from this video. If you like it, please hit the like button. And if you want to be updated with my new uploads, please hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell. Bye everyone! Thanks for watching!